Hey Flosstube, Olivia here, back for another video. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I just wanted to come do an update about my cross stitch for you, and I also wanted to just say a big thank you for all of the kind comments that were left for me in the last video. I really appreciate it. It's been a challenging year, but I'm working on it, and I think it will get better. So I hope you're all doing well. I am just going to go right into the stitching. I have some stuff to show to you, including one big finish that I'm very excited about. Since I last saw you, I finished When the Calling Birds Sing by Exemplars from the Heart. Oops, sorry, it's glaring. There you go. I did my own conversion on this, and I stitched it on a 40 count Zweigart in parchment, and I finished it. So there is my finished piece. I converted the colors to overdyes in my stash. A few of you asked me for the conversion. Very nice of you. Thank you. I am so sorry that it's taken me so long. I have just scribbled down notes as I went, and like I said, it's just from my stash, and it's not like a clear color to color conversion, so I will write it up. I have just procrastinated. I apologize. So yeah, it's very funky and very colorful. It's probably the most colorful thing I've ever stitched, but I really love it, and I had just a ball stitching it. I love this designer, and I love her whimsical designs, and this was one I wanted to stitch for a long time, so I'm glad I finally did, and I have a long list of more from her that I would like to stitch. So that's When the Calling Birds Sing. I need to frame it. I have no FFOs in this video or all year long. It's pretty bad, but I'll get there eventually in time. And then I had a new start since I last saw you. September is Sampler September and September Sampler Soiree, but there was also a new big SAL this year that was all the rage, which is the Baptist School SAL, BAP standing for Big Ass Projects. The New Hampshire Stitcher was the one who came up with this idea, and I just loved it. Basically, you start a new big project, or you can work on an existing one. I chose to ignore that rule. And you got your new, like, almost like school supplies, and once my friend Emily said she was doing it, got my little wheel spinning, and I debated like every single day. I was like, you have two BAPs, you don't need to add another one, but I kept wanting an excuse to start this one. So in the end I did it, and I started the Houses of Hawker and Hollow on September 1st. And this is by Carriage House Samplings. Kathy Barrick designed it. It's gorgeous. It's just so many cool squares in there. And so I am stitching it with the called for NPIs, which I know this is extravagant. I bought them for the first block, and then I've since purchased the ones for the second block. They're so pretty. And I have stitched the first house, and it was a lot of fun. I'm not sure, so there's a verse that is kind of throughout the piece, and I don't usually do a lot of words in my stitching, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it, or if I'm going to change it, or if I'm going to replace it with something else and maybe do a house from another Hawker and Hollow piece in this block. The verse is fun, but I've stitched it actually on Jenny Bean Halloween Sampler, so that's why I have just the house for now, because I haven't figured out what I'm going to do in the top of the block, and that'll wait maybe till the end. I don't know. So next, when I pick this up again, I'm going to work on the second house, and I'm really excited for it. It might even be my favorite block, at least from the picture. So cute. So that's fun. I am loving this. I always told myself I wouldn't stitch a Hawker and Hollow piece because I tried Halloween years ago, and I stopped like halfway through the second block. I changed how I liked to stitch, so I was doing 2 strands on 36 count in cotton, and it was like on a loud, I made a bold fabric choice that just wasn't working out, and I don't know, I just told myself they're too big, I can't commit to this, I might change my mind halfway through, and then I decided to stitch this one, and I started, and found myself excited to stitch all of the blocks, and I'm actually glad it's going to last a long time. So I guess the way I stitch has changed, and I am all about it now, so I'm really excited to keep going on that piece. Next up is one that I was stitching in the last video. I had started it, and then I kept going after that video. That's Riley Harbor by Kathy Barrick. I am stitching this on Vintage Pearled Barley from Lakeside Linens, a 40 count, and I'm stitching it in the silks. I made silk packs for my shop, which is Hillside Rookery, and which is the silk you need to stitch it. And I'm out right now, but I am in the middle of making new packs. So if that's something you're interested in, keep an eye out on the shop. But it's the MPIs, they're really nice, and I like having them already on the cards, and everything is nice and easy. So I've been enjoying that process, and here is where I am at. So that's the top row of houses. It's so cute and so fun to just go house by house. The little horses. So yeah, I love this piece, and I am really enjoying that. Next up is one of my BAPs. This is, oh, I was just trying, I paused to think about what my BAPs are. Okay, yeah. This is Modern Folk Embroidery Reaching Skyward. It was a sal this year. I'm not on schedule with it. It's broken up in 12 strips, the pattern. So, you know, each month is a different strip. And I've discovered that I don't really like the stitching in the strips. Basically, each page is like 3 strips. And it's just, my brain's not working that way. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the pattern. It's just, for some reason, it's harder for my brain. I think it makes more sense to go motif by motif. So last time I showed this, I had the first 2 months done. And then what I did was when I picked up this time, I worked on the next 2 months at once. I didn't finish them, but I've kind of been outlining to kind of help wrap my brain around it. So let me show you that. So here's where I'm at on that. You can kind of see what I'm talking about with the getting the lines in there. And already I did make a mistake. There's like 1 row of stitching that is missing from this, and I'm not going to fix it. It is just, I think it's going to be fine because the structure is there, so the fill-in will like miss a row, and I don't think anyone will be able to tell because it's such a big, busy piece. So I'm not worried about it. But it's been going better since I've been stitching it this way. I've been enjoying it more, so I'm happy for that, and I look forward to picking it up again. I'm stitching this on a piece of Vintage Meadow Rue from Lakeside Linens in 40 count, and I'm stitching it in Storm Clouds and Tarnished Gold from the Gentle Art. So that one's been fun. It won't be done by the end of the year, shocker. And then the last one is one I am working on right now. I plan on working this through the end of the month, which is quickly approaching. This is Wildflowers by Kathy Barrick, and I'm stitching it in the called for fabric and the called for silks. The fabric is Fox and Rabbit Seaweed and 40 count, and then the silks are Gloriana and MPI, and here's where I'm at. So I have been working on the leaves. There's just a few leaves left at the top, and then I'll go through and fill out the flowers, which will be white. So I'm excited about that. I actually got further faster than I anticipated. I didn't realize, I was hoping to get the leaves done by the end of September, and today is I think the 28th, so maybe I can even get the flowers done. If not, then I'm sure I will trail into the next month because it's getting closer to finish. And this has been such a fun piece to stitch. I outlined the black first, and then went in and did like the colors that have small amounts, like in the stars in the middle of the flowers, and then I've been filling in each color since then. So it's been a good time. So yeah, that's Wildflowers, and I hope I'll have a finished next update maybe. We'll see. Okay, and then I thought I would talk about plans because next month is Dark October Stitching. It's a yearly sal where we stitch like Halloween, Octoberish, fall stuff. And for the month of October, it's hosted by Emily C. from Eclectic Possessions and Michelle from Cozy Egg Designs. And yeah, it's just always fun, and I look forward to it every year. And it's probably the one sal that I consistently make plans for. I'm not big into plans, but I do for this one. So for this one, I'm planning on working on one of my whips, which is the other BAP, Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain by Kathy Barrick. Love this piece. I have not done much since you last saw it, but I thought I'd give a starting point from before October. So here's where I'm at now. I've been going, every other Sunday I've been going to a meetup. It's called East Bay Fiber Arts. I found it on meetup.org, and it's like handcraft, or yeah, people who work with fiber. So a lot of knitters and crocheters, but I've been bringing this piece and filling in this tree. And it's like a couple hours every other Sunday. So that's really the only progress I have so far, but I would like to work on this for part of October. And I'm looking forward to picking it up again and working with all those beautiful colors. I'm doing, it's charted in MPI with a DMC conversion, but I'm stitching it in overdyed cottons that I chose that are, you know, very close in color to the DMCs. I'm stitching it on a piece of vintage wood smoke 40 count from Lakeside Linens. So, and then the other exciting part of Dark October is I'm going to have a new start. So I am planning on starting in this bag my friend Maddie made me. Isn't that cute? I am going to start a new release. It's Haunted by Kathy Barrick. I want to stitch the large one. This came out at Needlework Market, and I love this tree. And that's one of the differences. It's not in the smaller one, so I got to do the big one. There's just so much fun stuff in this. And yeah, looking forward to that. So, yes. Oh yeah, so I'm going to use the called for fabric and MPI silks. Going for it. So the fabric is Ancient Ruin from Fox and Rabbit. I'll be stitching on 40 count. So pretty. I was able to find this at Needle in a Haystack, and they do have more. And then I got the silks from my shop. I sell the packs, so I need to cut these and put them on thread drops. But that's what I plan on doing in October. I'm so excited. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. If you feel like having a sal or on that piece, you just let me know. So yeah, that's my Dark October stitching plans. I think I'm gonna try to vlog for Dark October. I did it back in 2018. I did a vlog a week, but I vlogged every day. And when I did it then, I did a new start every day. I will not be doing that. But it was fun. And on my last video, I had one person ask if I was gonna do it again, and that's all it takes. So backed by popular demand of one person, and that one person better watch. I just need one view to feed my ego, to keep me going. So, so yeah, I think I'm gonna try to do that. We'll see how it goes. Life is weird right now, but I mean, it's always to some degree. So maybe it'll give me something steady to do on a daily basis, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know. Some people think vlogs are boring. Some people enjoy them. So if you don't feel like watching, that's fine. I think what I'm going to do for the format, my thoughts right now are that I'll start every video with an update and kind of like a table of contents, or just telling you like what things are covered in the vlog or what I do in the vlog, and that way people can decide if they want to watch the rest or if they just want to see cross-stitching update or whatever. So if you have thoughts about that, please feel free to let me know, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, those are my plans for stitching. Okay, went a little faster than I anticipated, but I had everything nicely prepped today. So haul, I didn't really buy, I mean, I got the Haunted stuff. So I did get to go to Needle in a Haystack recently. Anna and Caroline from Curious Crafters, I'll put them on the screen in case you haven't watched them. They're a lot of fun. They live in the Bay Area, and they had been talking in their last video about how they were going to go to Needle in a Haystack, and so I messaged Anna and I commented like, oh, I'd love to meet up with you guys, but that's all I did. And then I messaged Anna about it, and she told me that they were going to go next Saturday. Well, I didn't see that reply. For my Instagram, it wasn't showing up. I don't know what happened. It was on my shop account, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But anyway, it did show up for me like on a Friday, and so I asked Anna, like, are you going tomorrow or next Saturday? She said, going tomorrow. And just to give you like a peek into my social life, I'm like, oh, okay, great. Tomorrow, no problem. Saturday, totally free. So I basically invited myself to go meet up with them. But we had a lot of fun. We decided it was our first inaugural meeting of the Kathy Barrick fan club. They had made a video previously, and we're talking about their love for Kathy Barrick, and I commented that we should have a Kathy Barrick fan club, and they didn't know if I was kidding when I left that comment. I told them like I wasn't, and I I didn't really know either. I was like, one of those things you put out there, like, if people say they want to join the fan club, then definitely. But if they think you're crazy, then you pretend it's a joke. It's one of those situations. Anyway, they were real about it. So that was our first meeting, and we decided we would bring all of our Kathy Barrick whips and finishes that weren't FFO'd. So we got together at Needle in a Haystack and did some shopping. And then we went outside and had some snacks that they kindly brought with them, and laid out all of our pieces. I'll put in a picture here in case you didn't see it on Instagram. So that was very fun. I'm very grateful to those ladies, and we would really love to see some of our fellow Bay Area people and have meetups in the future. Maddie, my friend Maddie, had started years ago on Facebook a group, and I'll put the name across the screen because I forgot to look it up before this. I think it was Northern California Cross Stitchers, something of that nature. So I will link that down below, and I'm thinking maybe we can reignite that group and start to find a way to schedule some meetups. I'm going to leave it open to all of Northern California in case you're somewhere that's not the Bay Area, but you're willing to drive to the Bay Area for a meetup. And if you're somewhere that's not the Bay Area, but you still want to meet up with people, maybe those people will find each other and we can figure it out from there. Nothing fancy, but, oh, and hey, the Kathy Barrick fan club is open to all. All you have to do is be a fan of Kathy Barrick. I think that's it. We did talk about whether you need to have a Kathy Barrick piece going. I would say that's definitely preferred, but, you know, I think it'd be fun. So I know they created a hashtag of the Kathy Barrick fan club, and you can just put that on your Kathy Barrick pieces that you show on Instagram, but just be a fan and you're in the club. Yeah, so that was fun. And hopefully we don't scare Kathy with our fandom. It's entirely possible. I'm pretty sure I'm at risk of that on a daily basis. So yeah, so that was great. And that's when I got the fabric. It was such a short notice kind of thing that I hadn't really planned for what I needed to shop for or anything. So I was really excited that they had that though. And yeah, and that was great. And I'm grateful to those ladies for letting me, meet up with them and crash their shopping trip. Other than that, I think, let's see, what did I get? Oh, I got one thing. This was my Scattered Seed quarterly club. Everything's glaring today, I'm sorry. This is Vintage Charm Pin Keep. It comes as a kit with the DMC. These are really cute. I just think she did a great job. And I don't think I'll finish it like this because I just don't know if I can pull it off. I know myself and it'll never get done. So I think my idea with this one and in the others is possibly doing some kind of little quilted finishes. I don't know if I'd finish them all in one quilted piece or separate. I haven't gotten that far yet, but I did stitch the first one. And I would like to stitch this soon just so I don't get too far behind and just end up having a basket of unfinished kits. But then again, it's also about to be October, November, December, so I might wait until early next year. We'll see. Beautiful, exciting thing that I received this month, or the last month, was First Stitches by Susan Stanley. I will link this down below. I'm sure you've heard of it by now, but it's basically a full kit, and it comes with this gorgeous bag. This is so beautiful. Look at that. And everything you need to make this doll-sized quilt, and you make it in the style that a little girl in the 1840s would have made it. So you stitch it by hand, and I love hand piecing. I've never hand pieced something like this, and I've always wanted to know how, so I'm very excited for that. But I've done English paper piecing and hand quilting and hand applique, so it's right up my alley. I think it's gonna be really fun. I already watched her first video. I took detailed notes, so I am ready, and it seemed really simple. I mean, I guess it had to be because a little girl was doing it back in the 1800s, but so that's exciting. I think I'm gonna unbox this stuff in my blog but Susan has made a video where she unboxes it, and I'm just very grateful. Thank you, Susan and Laura. I am so excited. This is the box it comes in, and yeah, I'm ready to get on that. Has anyone else started this? Can you let me know how you're doing or what you think? And if you haven't, if you are, want to do it together, or I don't know, we do a Zoom or something where we get started. If anyone's nervous about it, you just let me know. So those are the things I acquired. I mean, now I have my shop, which is very exciting. So I feel like I've got like, like the new releases from Needlework Market that like Kathy came out with, and Carriage House and Stacey Nash and Liz Matthews and all of those. Normally I'd go buy them. I did buy them, but for the shop. And so they're kind of sitting there until I choose to stitch them. But I will pay my use tax, government, if you're watching, I promise. Okay, and then one other thing I wanted to show you was I made a project bag. Yay! I lost my quilting bug, and this year with just when things were tough. And my sister Elena, who some of you know, she got very excited about the new artsy housewife pattern that came out called Coffee and Eggs. And she hasn't been stitching much at all over the last few years, but she got really excited about that pattern and said she wanted to stitch it. And I said if she started it, I would make her a project bag. So I did, and then I decided I would make myself a matching one because it was so cute. And I hadn't sat down and sewed project bags in a while, and it felt really good. So I want to show you mine. I did a hand applique. Isn't that fun? So I wanted to look kind of retro to go with the piece. And I just used fabrics I had in my stash and did some hand applique. I just found that these shapes, I'll just search Google and be like, coffee cup line drawing, and then you do an image search and they'll do it, and you just print it out and trace it. And I use Applique, which I have some videos about on my channel if you're ever interested in how I do that. And yeah, so I had fun making this, and I want to make more. Shout out to Katie from So Tattered and Olivia from Pumpkin Quilts and my beloved Lori from Textilist. They've uploaded videos lately that are just bringing back the juice, getting me excited about quilting again. So I'm gonna cough, sorry, throat got dry, I had to regroup there for a second. Anyway, those ladies of Lori did this amazing like quilt kit video. I know I have a jam paddock pattern on the way because of that. And Katie and Olivia have been showing their quilting, and they use fabrics I love, which are the Civil War reproduction fabrics, and it's just been very inspiring. And Katie shows a lot of beautiful quilting projects on her Instagram, so that's been great. And as the weather cools, it also becomes more tempting to start working on that kind of stuff. So I hope that I'll have just like the energy to work on that stuff in the last few months of the year. I am finally feeling like I'm ready to do a reorg excuse me, in my craft room. I need to get more organized and more set up to make sewing a little easier as far as like where I press and where I cut and all of that happens. So I'm going to be working on that too. What else? I'm having so much fun with my shop. Thank you so much to those of you who are customers and those of you who don't buy things but are supportive of my Instagram posts. And I just really appreciate it. I've been having a really good time with that. I'm going to pause again to get more water. Sorry. Whew. So I've been having fun. I've been increasing my inventory as I sell more. All that money gets put back into inventory. So it's been slowly growing. I'm sure you can imagine if you had a shop where you wanted to sell like designers patterns that you love. If you really think about there's probably hundreds and hundreds, right? So I had to kind of start small and slowly grow and be patient. And I am waiting on my first order from Stacey Nash now. So you can imagine, if you watch me for any length of time, me sitting down and trying to like narrow down my scope to a Stacey Nash order for the fall is like, ooh, it's hard. But yeah, so there's a lot of designers that I love that aren't in my shop yet that I'm going to add in time. And some of my most favorites are already in there. And yeah, so it's just been really enjoyable, and I've really enjoyed it. It's been another way to kind of like be involved in the community and get to, talk to people on a daily basis about cross stitch. And it's been a really good positive experience. I really enjoyed it. I'm selling silk kits, and I'm working on those. They just take time. The ones that are like pre-cut with just the amount of silk you need. I always wish I could move faster on those, but that's just not the nature of this craft, is it? So, so yeah, so thank you for all of your support on that. And I think if I pull off this vlog, you'll probably see more of that kind of stuff. Like you'll see some of the work I do in the shop and how that works. And maybe I'll talk more about the silk kits and how I put them together and why I choose the patterns that I do and all of that. I also, I'm celebrating 8 years on Flosstube in October, which is crazy. And I want to give a big shout out to my friend Emily C, who just had 8 years this month. I still remember watching Emily's first video, which is crazy. I mean, like, I think we should be friends. And gosh, next month is her and Jimmy Flosstube's wedding anniversary, which I have to acknowledge because they're my favorite Flosstube couple. So shout out to them. But anyway, yeah, so 8 years, and I was thinking, you know, I should sew some of my old finishes again because maybe there's a lot of people there who haven't seen them. So I'm thinking of adding that maybe to the vlog. And I thought maybe I would just show a few pieces today just to kind of add in a little content. So I am going to grab those and be right back. Okay, this is going to be a very random selection. I did not pick a theme, but I just picked some off the walls. We had our hardwood floors in the living room and dining room, or yes, living room and dining room refinished recently, so we had to take everything out and put it back in, and so a lot of stuff has been moving around, so I just have some random ones for you. These don't all hang on those rooms, but you don't need to know that. Okay, so this one is a Chessie and Me. This is Peace and Goodwill. My friends Maddie, Michelle, and I, we went to a retreat at the Attic. I believe it was 2019 in November. That's where we met our beloved friend Angela as well. And we had this as one of our pieces. It was my favorite. It's so beautiful. I love it. We got it as a kit, and I just love the colors and the theme, and it was an enjoyable stitch. So that's Peace and Goodwill by Chessie and Me. This next one I see around a lot, and my frame is a little dusty. Oh my. I've been seeing a lot lately. This is Jack's Bash by Plum Street Samplers. I love this piece. This is just such a fun stitch, and it's just a fun piece, and I love the colors, and I love the verse, and all of it. So that was a good time. And I keep these pieces up all year round. I don't put them away after the holidays are done. So this one is, this was my first Kathy Barrick ever, and this is one of my favorite stitches ever. This is Cooper by Kathy Barrick. I don't know, I just loved stitching this piece. I love the tail. It's cross stitched with back stitch over it, or straight stitches, and it has this really cool effect. It's charted in DMC, and I did mostly the called for DMCs, but then changed a few to overdyed, like the alphabet, his wings. I was so into that at the time when I stitched this, taking like chunks of color and doing it in overdyes. But yeah, love this one. So that's Cooper. The next one is a Blackbird Designs. This is Witch No More. This is from a booklet called Sisters, and I stitched this one on 46 count, I believe. I believe it was 46 count from XG Designs, so it's a little tinier. It's just so different to me than a lot of the other Blackbird designs because of the colors. So I love that one. And then the last one, I remember working on this at my first retreat. It was in 2017. It was the first ever Flosstube retreat in Austin, Texas. Put on by Julia. This is Hannah's House by the Work Basket. It is a very funky piece, and I just loved it from the moment I saw the pattern. I decided to do it on this dark brown. I remember it was a Witchelt fabric. It's like a 32 count. It was, I think it was like a raspberry chocolate or something like that. And I paid Michaels to frame this, and I wasn't really happy because they didn't really get it very straight with the straight stitches, with a satin stitch, which I'm sure, from framing so many pieces myself, I'm sure that wasn't easy. And I also didn't love that they put the white board behind it. So I shouldn't be pointing these things out. I have this hanging in my bedroom and I look at it every day and I love it. So I can always reframe it if I want. But unfortunately this pattern's out of print. Work basket patterns are out of print, but I don't think they go for a lot of money. So if you were interested in this one, I would just save an eBay search. But yeah, that's what I remember working on those trees at that retreat, and so it's got a lot of happy memories for me. And I love a good house. So those are my finishes from the past, and I will definitely show you some more in the future. And I really need to frame a lot of finishes that I have, but I will get to them in time. You know, like, I guess I remind myself, like, there's no reason to rush to finish a cross stitch piece, because when you do finish it, you're just gonna have to add it to the framing pile. So maybe just take as long as you can. So I hope that all of you are doing well. I hope that some of you will participate in Dark October stitching with me. If there's anything else you want to join me in that I showed you, do let me know. Yeah, so I'm gonna try the vlogs, and if that's something you're into, I hope you'll watch, and if not, no harm done. I think it'll be fun just to try to make them and try to find things in my daily life to add to them. So yeah, take care everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.